Good afternoon. My name is Edward Sanshin Oberholtzer. I'm the resident priest and guiding teacher here at the Joseph Priestley Zen Sangha in Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. We're an affiliate of Empty Moon Zen. We've had a fair number of trees that have come down in our neighborhood recently, victims of ever more violent storms that seem to come with a changing climate, reminding us that all things change, that everything dies. Lots of tree trunks sawed through and ready to be hauled off, lots of limbs, branches, and leaves. And I'm always struck by the cross-sections of those trunks that can reveal the deep red of the heartwood, that wood revealing its strength, its density, the core of its being. And this strength, this concentration, this is what we find in that other heartwood, the heart of Great Perfect Wisdom Sutra, the soul, the essence, the very heart of the Mahayana. Now there is, of course, the Prajnaparamita Sutra in 100,000 verses. And there is the Prajnaparamita Sutra in 25,000 verses. There are some 40 Prajnaparamita Sutras, all told. But the essence of the perfection of wisdom of the Prajnaparamita comes to us in just 260 Chinese ideograms. The 260 characters of the Makka Hanya Haramita Shingyo, of what we know as the Heart Sutra. I had a tea mug imprinted with it, with on its side the whole of the Dharma, with the Heart Sutra holding my tea in its warm embrace. Erase all of the Dharma, all of Buddhism except for that tea mug, and you could bring it all back with just those 260 characters. Buddhism, like many religions, has a long, long history of sexism. The original followers of the Buddha were bhikshus, male home leavers, a characteristic which applied to the Buddha himself and which has long disturbed my own daughter. How can we follow, she wonders, a man who abandoned his wife and newborn son to run off to the forest to seek his own enlightenment? It was years before the Buddha would accept bhikshunis, or nuns, and then only with the imposition of twice the number of rules which applied to male monks. For a long time, women were told that they could not achieve enlightenment, but that if they were really lucky, they might be reborn as men and then have a shot at it. Slowly, times have changed, though the literature is still run through with named men and only hints at unnamed women. And yet, here we have the Heart Sutra, the summation of Mahayana Buddhism, narrated not by the Buddha, as in most sutras, but by Avalokiteshvara, a bodhisattva both male and female, who sees through to the end of suffering through taking refuge in the mother of all Buddhas, which they, to give them a 21st century pronoun, which they then relate to Shariputra, the only male in that briefest of sutras. And so this heart of great perfect wisdom begins. Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, when deeply practicing Prajnaparamita, clearly saw that all five aggregates are empty, and thus relieved all suffering. Now isn't this what the Buddha saw as our great task as Buddhists? The alleviation of suffering for ourselves, but especially for all beings. Let's look briefly at this first sentence. We usually talk of 6 paramitas, 6 perfections: generosity, virtue, patience, diligence, contemplation, and wisdom, or prajna. The word prajna itself contains the sense of pre or prior, as well as that sense of knowledge or jhana. So that which underlies mere knowledge, wisdom. Lived experience, not knowledge of that, but knowledge how, or wisdom. Wisdom that resides in your muscles and bones. Wisdom that is the mother of all Buddhas. The five aggregates, the skandhas or heaps, which are forms, sensations, perceptions, mental formations, and consciousness, these heaps are what Avalokiteshvara saw as empty. It is their emptiness that Avalokiteshvara saw when taking refuge in, while practicing prajna paramita, an emptiness which relieves suffering. It is their lack of self-nature, their lack of an essence, their constant change that shows our path out of suffering. Not the emptiness of nihilism, but the emptiness that opens us to the vast potential of the universe, perhaps better put as boundlessness. And so here we have that other and deeper heart of the Heart Sutra, the Prajna Paramita, the mother of all Buddhas, the heart that Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva of compassion, a Bodhisattva who is male in India and who miraculously becomes female when making the journey across the Himalayas to China, the heart in which they take refuge, our own refuge from that world of hurt and brokenness, the heart of great perfect wisdom, Prajna Paramita. In East Asia, this perfect wisdom takes the form of a bodhisattva, a being whose vow it is to remain behind until all of us reach the other shore, until all of us pass through to enlightenment. In Vajrayana Buddhism, Tara fulfills the roles both of the bodhisattva of compassion and the wisdom goddess, the goddess of perfected wisdom. She, both as Prajna Paramita with a capital P, and as Tara, as the mother of all Buddhas. And we chant her praises with the hymn to the perfection of wisdom, the hymn which goes, homage to the perfection of wisdom, the lovely, the holy. The perfection of wisdom gives light. Unstained, the entire world cannot stain her. She is a source of light, and from everyone in the triple world she removes darkness. Most excellent are her works. She brings light so that all fear and distress may be forsaken, and disperses the gloom and darkness of delusion. She herself is an organ of vision. She has a clear knowledge of the own being, of all dharmas, for she does not stray away from it. The perfection of wisdom of the Buddhas sets in motion the wheel of Dharma. Had I been raised Catholic, I'm sure that what I see here is a clear parallel with Mary, the Mother of Christ, Mary, the Star of the Sea, and Prajna Paramita, the Mother of all Buddhas. I'm sure that there'd be a visceral connection, that lived experience, that wisdom that we owe to her. And I'm sure of that because I feel it in my bones. I feel it through taking refuge in the heart of great perfect wisdom. And frankly, I don't think it matters much whether you pay homage to Mary, Tara, or Prajna Paramita, or just sit and take refuge in the perfection of wisdom. Just open your heart, your hands, your mind. Sit here and know that the perfection of wisdom is the legacy that our ancestors in the Dharma have left us, that it lives on here on this very cushion, that you yourselves are this legacy. Thank you.